Sierra Leone, once a beacon of hope, transformed dramatically from the land of freedom to the fires of war. Surrounded by lush landscapes and vibrant culture, its people flourished until civil conflict erupted. Hearts were torn apart, and communities shattered. Yet, resilience shone through the darkness as the nation began to heal, uniting in a quest for peace and rebuilding the future together. Did you know that there's a country in West Africa once known as the Land of the Free? A place envisioned as a sanctuary for freed slaves, a land of promise and liberty. But behind its beautiful name lies a history of struggle, of colonial betrayal, of war, diamonds, and resilience. This is the story of Sierra Leone, a nation where hope collided with hardship, yet whose spirit never broke. In 1787, British abolitionists set their sights on a patch of land along the West African coast, a place they called the Province of Freedom. It would become home to formerly enslaved Africans, rescued from bondage in America, the Caribbean, and even Britain itself. They called it Freetown. But what was promised as a land of liberty quickly became a complex web of power, poverty, and survival. The freed settlers, known as the Creole people, brought with them Western education, Christianity, and English, merging with the indigenous Temne, Mende, and other ethnic groups. This fusion birthed a unique identity, one of Africa's first true multicultural societies. Yet despite its symbolic origins, Freetown was anything but free. In 1808, Sierra Leone was declared a British Crown colony. The settlers were now under colonial rule, ironically governed by the same empire many had escaped from. The British imposed taxes, seized land, and created systems of forced labor. Education and Christianity were expanded, but under the firm grip of imperial control. Resistance began to stir, but the voices of dissent were quickly silenced, and the people learned to survive by adapting, resisting subtly, or embracing the new identity forced upon them. The winds of change blew across Africa in the mid-20th century. Sierra Leone, like many other colonies, began to demand self-rule. In 1961, it gained independence under the leadership of Sir Milton Margai. For the first time, Sierra Leoneans would rule themselves. But peace was fleeting. Internal divisions, power struggles, and military coups soon followed. Siaka Stevens seized power and turned Sierra Leone into a one-party state, silencing opponents and laying the groundwork for darker days ahead. Beneath Sierra Leone's soil lay glittering diamonds, a blessing. That became a curse. Corruption flourished. Politicians enriched themselves, while the people remained in poverty. In 1991, rebels of the Revolutionary United Front, the RUF, launched a bloody uprising. Backed by warlords and foreign actors, they sought to control the country's diamond wealth. What followed was one of Africa's most brutal civil wars. Child soldiers, mass amputations, scorched earth tactics. Over 50,000 people were killed, millions displaced. Sierra Leone became synonymous with the phrase, blood diamonds. It was no longer just a war for power. It was a war over identity, over survival. After more than a decade of conflict, peace finally came in 2002. Aided by the United Nations, regional forces, and a resilient civilian population. The war left scars, both visible and invisible. But slowly, Sierra Leone began to rebuild. The youth led the way, through music, film, literature, and activism. The Creole language thrived, uniting people from diverse backgrounds. The scars remain, but so too does the spirit of hope. Today, Sierra Leone still grapples with poverty, infrastructure gaps, and political challenges. But it also stands as a testament to endurance. From the ashes of war, it has risen, not without pain, but with promise. A country where history walks beside the future, where the past is remembered, not to dwell, but to rebuild. Sierra Leone is more than just a land of diamonds or a tale of war. It is a story of freedom, a journey of identity, a nation that, despite everything, still dreams. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more untold African histories. Let's continue uncovering the forgotten legacies of our continent. Subscribe for more African history stories.